the Edge Comedy Club, and now he's here tonight to show you why he won it. Put your hands together, everybody, for David Quaid.
So has everyone seen Fred Claus? What if Santa Claus had a brother? Wouldn't that be wacky? So, like, the basic premise of this movie, you have this fictional character who constantly watches everyone and keeps track of all the bad things they do. What if someone like that had a blood relative? Isn't that the story of Jesus? What if God had a son? Wouldn't that be wacky? Oh no! Someone turned all the water in my fish tank into wine and killed my fish. Jesus! So if you haven't seen Fred Claus yet, don't bother. It's just a remake of Passion of the Christ. Except not as hilarious. I can't wait for the sequel, The Passion 2, Back from the Dead. So, in the sequel, Jesus comes back from the dead. But he really is dead. It's just that his apostles have put sunglasses on him and are carrying him around by the shoulders. Like a Weekend at Bernie's, like, everyone, Jesus just rose from the dead. I bet that's what really happened. The entire Christian faith is based on the idea that Jesus came back from the dead, but it's probably just an episode of Weekend at Apostles. Come on, Doubting Thomas. Dead people don't wear sunglasses and go water skiing. So another movie I saw, 300. Yeah. True story about the Battle of Thermopylae, the last stand of 300 Spartan soldiers against the vast Persian army. This is like a true, accurate, historical event. This really happened. But I'm watching the movie. I guess I'm not much of an historian. I had no idea there were giant fucking ogres at this battle. One of the ogres, his forearms had been replaced by, like, giant knives. And his only job is to cut people's heads off. Which makes sense. I would imagine if you have knife arms, your job prospects would be quite limited. It's not like you could be like a massage therapist or anything that's got to answer a phone. So this guy found the perfect job. The Persian army had a job opening for a decapitator, so they narrowed their candidates down to two. Stan Thomas, a structural engineer with excellent people skills, and Thor the Ogre. He has knife arms. Another historical movie, Memoirs of a Geisha. I think it's historical. I actually never saw it. It looks stupid. What the hell's a geisha anyway? I thought it was just a Japanese whore, but I checked Wikipedia and it's like more complicated than that. They're also like entertainers with like white makeup. It's like if a whore and a mime had a baby, it'd be a geisha. I think that's a more accurate description. Memoirs of a Japanese mime whore. Do they still make mimes anymore? I mean, do you know anyone who's a mime or like aspires to be a mime? Good God, that's gotta be a parent's worst nightmare. You know, like, Dad, I'm gay. Oh, that's okay, son. I'll still support you. It's cool nowadays. And I'm a mime. I have no son. Okay, so have you ever seen those like fancy accordion-style fold-out fans that Japanese mime whores carry around with them? Apparently these fans were once used as weapons. Like, how the hell did that work? Did like two ninjas meet in battle and like one of them whips out a sword and he's like, ha-ha, prepare to die. And the other whips out his like folding fan? Ha-ha, prepare to be cooled off slightly. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! That's annoying! You're not cooling me off, you're just moving warm air around and making me uncomfortable. I give up! I have been shamed. So, one of my coworkers is bragging about his new belt. And he says, you know what the coolest thing about my belt is? You can use the belt buckle as a bottle opener. And like, man, no one is gonna ask you to open a beer for them. Like, hey, could you put this up to your crotch and open this for me? No. But I was thinking about it, and that's actually the perfect excuse to take your pants off at a party. Because if you're at a party and someone needs a bottle opened, you're gonna have to take your belt off. But like putting the belt back on, it's got all those loops and it could get quite complicated. It's just so much easier to take your pants off. So if you're at a party, someone will be like, hey, has anyone got a bottle opener? You'd be like, oh, I do.
Oh, crap.
All right. It's also the perfect belt to wear on a date, too. You know, if things go well, you could take her back to your apartment for drinks. You're like, hey, you want a beer? So how long do you have to date someone before you can like comfortably fart around them? I hate those first couple weeks of holding it in. You know that's when you know the relationship is serious, you know? It's not when you have sex. It's that first time you fart around her. And she looks at you and she's like, that was awesome. Check this one out. I thought it'd be a good idea to just fart on a first date and get it over with. Man, like, I ain't holding this in. I'm just gonna see if she's cool with it. But she wasn't. She was all like, I think we're moving too fast. I barely know you. So apparently, when Adolf Hitler was dating, he liked to make women pee on him. He had some kind of a urine fetish. What a sick, twisted bastard that guy was. Like, I always knew he was evil, but that just crosses the line. So, like, nowadays, there's nobody named Hitler anymore because they all changed their name because they were like, hey, I don't want to be associated with that guy who makes women pee on him. I'm changing my name to Mel Gibson. Alright, so you know what would be a great idea for a practical joke? Get a whole bunch of ground beef, all raw and bloody, like 10 pounds worth, and wrap it up in some blankets, nice and tight. And you sneak your blanket full of beef into Great America. And you go on that ride, the Giant Drop, which is exactly what it sounds like. It just takes you up 200 feet and drops you. Not much thought went into that ride. It might as well be like giant catapult or giant hole in the ground into which someone kicks you. So you take your blanket full of raw beef, 10 pounds worth, and you go on the Giant Drop. And as it's taking you up, as you approach the top, you drop it. And as it's falling, you yell out, oh no, my baby! All right, thanks for coming out, everybody.